Sawadee Kop! Welcome to Break Time with Monte. Today's story, Ebola Survivor. Spanish nurse tests negative. Not all Ebola victims die. A Spanish nurse who became the first person outside Africa to be infected with Ebola on Sunday tested negative for the virus. Spanish nurse tests negative for Ebola. Madrid. A Spanish nurse who became the first person outside Africa to be infected with Ebola on Sunday tested negative for the virus, Madrid said, as Liberia's president made an impassioned plea for all nations to help fight the disease. Teresa Romero, who was hospitalized in Madrid on October 6, will have to undergo a second test before she can be declared free of the deadly virus, the Spanish government said. Romero, 44, contracted the tropical fever after caring for two Ebola patients who died at Madrid's Carlos III hospital, in the first known case of transmission outside Africa. She'll be given another test in the coming hours, according to a statement from Spain's Special Ebola Committee, which added that her health was developing favorably. I am very happy today because we can say that Teresa beat the disease. Romero's husband, Javier Limon, said in a video filmed at the hospital where he is being kept under observation with 14 other people who had contact with Romero before she was diagnosed. The worst ever outbreak of the deadly virus has so far killed more than 4,500 people, almost all in West Africa, with close to 2,500 deaths registered in worst-hit Liberia. Isolated cases among health workers in the U.S. and Europe have sparked fear that the epidemic could turn global and prompted Western countries to ramp up their response. Liberian President Nobel laureate Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said a generation of Africans were at risk of being lost to economic catastrophe because of the crisis, warning that the time for talking and theorizing is over. This fight requires a commitment from every nation that has the capacity to help, whether that is with emergency funds, medical supplies, or clinical expertise, she said in an open letter to the world published by the BBC Sunday. The deadly virus, for which there is currently no licensed treatment or vaccine, spreads via contact with bodily fluids. Some countries have managed to get a handle on the outbreak, with Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria, expected to be declared free of the deadly virus on Monday, after 42 days without registering any new infections. And now today's vocabulary. Admission, admission, appear, appear, assistant, assistant, at risk, capacity, capacity, catastrophe, catastrophe, clinical, clinical, commitment, commitment, condition, condition, contact, contact, contract a disease, contract A disease. Corridor, corridor. Crisis, crisis. Currently, currently. Declare, declare. Diagnose, diagnose. Emergency, emergency. Epidemic, epidemic. Euthanize, euthanize. Expertise, expertise. Favorably, favorably. Fever, fever. Fluid, fluid. Fund, fund. Generation, generation. Get a handle on, get a handle on. Global, global. Hospitalize, hospitalize. Impassioned, impassioned. Infected, infected. Infection, infection. Initially, initially. Isolated, isolated. Laureate, laureate. Licensed, licensed. Medic, medic. Missionary, missionary. Negative, negative. Observation, observation. Outbreak, outbreak. Patient, patient. Plea, plea. Populous, populous. Prompt, prompt. Protective, protective. Publish, publish. Ramp up, ramp up. Register, register. Release, release. Response, response. Rights, rights. Spark, spark. Spread, spread. Staff, staff. Surveillance, surveillance. Survive, survive. Theorize, theorize. Transmission, transmission. Treat, treat. Treatment, treatment. Tropical, tropical. Undergo, undergo. Vaccine, vaccine. Via, via. That's today's story and vocabulary. You have a great day. I'll see you next time here on Break Time with Monte.